Good evening, Tottenham fans. Welcome to another episode of YouTubers Reacts, where I get other Tottenham YouTubers to come on and have their say about today's game. Today's game, it's finished Burnley 2, Tottenham Hotspur 2. And where do I start with this one? I'm going to start with some positives once. I think Spurs actually played very, very well, but it's clear as day we need top attacking players to put these chances away. Now, this is why I was frustrated in my last video, us trying to sign two left backs and a box-to-box midfielder, when clearly it's the chances up front that we're missing, and it's costing us points yet again. So Spurs in the first half were much the better side, dominating on the front foot from minute one. Did not deserve to go in at 1-1. It deserved to go in at least 3 or 4-0 up. It wasn't to be. I think that equaliser at the end of the first half took the wind out of our sails, and Burnley were a bit better in the second half. Again, Spurs were a one-half team, which is really frustrating. But Spurs still had chances in the second half and really could have won this game still, but we're still relying on centre backs to get the goals for us. I think Romero and Van der Ven must be our top goal scorers other than Richarlison now. So something needs to change in the transfer market. We need to sign some top quality forward players. It'd be nice to see Kulusevski come back at some point, but it's going to take him a couple of months to get into his stride. So again, it's a hard one. I don't even feel angry anymore. I feel pretty numb. When we went 2-1 down, I thought that was it. I thought, well, you know what? I think Frank might be gone, but has that equaliser saved his job? I'm not even going to call for his head, because today, you know, he did what he could do. I know he started with a back five, which, you know, against Burnley, which I don't think he should have done, but you know, I'm not the manager and we've got to shed loads of injuries. That's probably why he did it. But, you know, if the players put away their chances, then, you know, it would have been an easy victory today. So, yeah, you can't blame that on the manager, but how many times are we going to drop points this season? Because we're 8 points now from relegation. People laughed at me when I said we will be dragged into a relegation battle. I don't think they're laughing anymore, because we've got 4 really tough games that we could possibly lose. We could win them, but we could possibly lose them. And West Ham have just started to hit a bit of form. If they win a few games and we lose a few games, which is possible, we could be in a relegation scrap, and that is so disappointing as a Spurs fan, especially after last season. So anyway, I'm going to get the boys on to let them have their say on today's video and on today's match. And the first guy I've got up is Dan, the Spurs Danalyst.
Yes, guys, how you all doing? Welcome back to Match Reaction. Please subscribe to Alan, Tottenham, Logic, and all the other content creators having to do this painful video again this evening. Please smash the like button and all of that. Thank you. So Spurs scrape a draw away to Burnley. Look, we had a lot of chances today. Their keeper made some fantastic saves. But why is it such hard work for Spurs to win a football match? Why are we reliant again on the centre-backs scoring goals for us? Look, Frank, he kept the same formation as when we played Dortmund. We had all the ball in the first half without creating too much, but we probably deserved our lead. But then late on, a defensive lapse at the back and Burnley equalised, really not showing a lot in the game. But they kept fighting. They did, Burnley. They stuck in there. Second half, again, we were pushing. Obviously, Frank rectified the issue with Spence being on the left. Really should have started a doggy, because it just didn't go anywhere every time Spence went forward. And we did put pressure on Burnley, and we did have some more good chances. Their keeper pulled off some great saves. But Burnley, they dug in, didn't they? They dug in and they played some good football and scored. And again, we concede another goal. And you're thinking at that point, this is over for Frank, right? But late on, Romero with a bullet header to rescue Thomas Frank and Spurs. Look, it is real desperate times for Spurs. Again, dropping points against a team in the bottom 3, so close to losing that match. I don't know where we go from here. I mean, a draw, I mean, it's just not good enough. Only a win would have been acceptable for me as a fan and many fans. Well, look, now West Ham won today, so, you know, It's now 8 points away from the relegation zone. I am very worried, and I think unless Spurs make a change in manager, we could be dragged into a relegation battle, because I can't see us winning any games in the foreseeable future. Looking at the fixtures we got, we need somebody to come in and change this and pick this up, because we are in dreadful form. We don't win games. We struggle to defend. We can't score goals. We're totally reliant on our defenders to score goals at the moment. Look, in this January window, we've got to go and sign 2 attackers. Two people who can score goals. Great. We're desperate. The players on show they're just not doing enough. It's not just on Thomas Frank today. It's the players as well. It's just not good enough all round. It's not good enough. But a lot of people will be wanting Frank out tonight, which I've got no surprise. Guys, give us your thoughts. Let us know what you think of the match. We really just don't know what else to say anymore. Just more drop points. Please, guys, smash the like button. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see what happens in the next few days. Bye-bye.
Cheers, Dan, mate. And every YouTuber that comes on today, I'm going to pin all the links to their channels to the top of their comments. Now, next up, I have Andy. Andy. And this is what he had to say.
Spurs drawing 2-2 away to a side that hasn't won in, 13 odd games. Flat out unacceptable. Flat out just appalling. Really, yes, okay, there maybe was a couple of good spots and good things coming out of the game, but I think the key thing is, attacking wise, we couldn't pass a ball today. That was really the big issue. It doesn't matter if it was 40 yards or 4 yards, it wasn't happening, For the first 40 minutes, we looked pretty good, looked pretty solid, but that's the common theme that, while I've been on Alan's channel, is the common theme is, we look good for 30, 40 minutes, but what happens for the rest of the game? We fall apart, and today was no exception. Again, we fell apart, and it's just unacceptable. It really is. And Dortmund, I think, papered over some cracks. It probably bought Frank time. The irony is the draw probably bought him a little bit more time, which is appalling when you're talking about a team that's tipped to get, relegated. But look, more needs to happen. More needs to come. Right now, it's not good enough, and this is the world that we're unfortunately living in. Will he turn it around? I think the jury is out to say no, he's not going to. We'll see. But look, onwards and upwards. Always try and remain positive. But this one's a hard one to take. Have a good evening, all. Coys.
Cheers, Andy, mate. Yeah, and you can hear the pain in his voice talking about Spurs now. You could literally play his video from 4 weeks ago that he came on this channel, and it's almost the same. We're just saying the same things every single week. Is Frank going to turn it around? Is Frank going to have a job? Is Frank still going to be here? Are the players going to play? We need attacking players. We say the same things every week. But anyway, next up, I have Nigel from Pure Coys, and this is what Nigel had to say.
Hey Alan, Nigel from Pure Coys TV. I'm not quite sure what to say about today's game. It was one of them where we absolutely dominated. We had chance after chance after chance in that first half, yet somehow we go in level. I was really pleased with the first half performance. I thought we dominated from the moment we kicked off. We could have scored within 15 seconds. And up until the 43rd, 44th minute, Tottenham were in complete control. And if it wasn't for Dubravka in goal, Spurs could have been out of sight by half-time, 3 or 4-0 up. But Spurs do Spursy things. We take the lead. Finally, after about our 8th chance from Mickey van der Ven, great strike, making it 1-0. Then we get a couple more chances to add to it. We don't take it, and Spurs switch off right on half-time. The ball going under Romero's feet when Vicario, Romero, etc. are faffing around at the back. And within 20 seconds, the ball's in the back of the net. Spurs switch off again from a cross. And it's an easy goal for 1-1. Kind of killed Tottenham, didn't it, really? They didn't come out the second half with the same intensity. I was really disappointed with the second half performance, I've got to be honest. Yes, we had chances. Burnley are a poor side. Most teams will get chances against them. And again, we should have scored 2 or 3 in that second half. But the more the game went on, the more Burnley got into it. And when they scored to go 2-1 up, I felt like it was coming. Spurs were sitting back, inviting pressure, and Burnley took their chance to go 2-1 up. Finally then, Spurs woke up. Mathis Tel come on. Not quite sure how Mathis Tel must feel. You know, we are playing a right back at left wing. Says it all about how Thomas Frank feels about Mathis Tel, doesn't it? But he nearly scored the equaliser. Great save again from the keeper. And Xavi Simons hit the underside of the bar before Romero, our captain, and another centre-back who scored today, scored the equaliser with a brilliant diving header. It says it all, doesn't it? We are so lacking in those forward areas, and they need to wake up. They need to wake up. The board really need to wake up. We need reinforcements. We are literally every week relying on our defenders to get us out of trouble. Something needs to be done. We have a week. Wake up, Enoch. We need some forwards. Guys, let's not let it ruin our weekend. Have a great Saturday and Sunday, whatever you're doing. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff to all the channels. And come on, you Spurs.
Cheers, Nigel, mate. Yeah, and yeah, just don't let this ruin your weekend. I'm actually numb to it all now. I sort of expect us not to win in the league now. I thought there might have been a turning point at Dortmund, but not in the league at the moment. It's a hard one because we played pretty well today. You can't knock the performance too much. It's like Nigel said, we just need clinical strikers to put away the chances. I think if we had a Harry Kane in this side, I think we'd win a lot more games, but you could probably say that about a lot of teams. Last but not least, we have Luke from Spotlight on Spurs, and here's what he had to say.
What's up, guys? Luke here from Spotlight on Spurs, and a big shout out to Alan for asking me to come on to give my opinion on yet another poor result for Tottenham Hotspur. This time, 2-2 draw away to Burnley, are in the relegation zone. I don't know what to keep saying about Tottenham Hotspur. In the league, we are just getting terrible results, game after game. Poor mistakes. It's not sustainable, and it's not good enough. I've been saying for a number of weeks now, we absolutely need better footballers at this club. Absolutely, no doubt about it. But yet again, there are some things that you could point at the manager. He got hugely booed at full time yet again, with Spurs fans saying that they want Frank out the door. When you play away to Burnley and play in 5 defenders, again, although you can argue that there were wing backs, it just sets a negative mentality in my eyes to say that we're going to go there and try and scrape a win. And yeah, just a strange sort of situation. You had Tell that couldn't play in midweek, obviously raring to go. In my eyes, has been one of the better forwards that we've had recently. Although the numbers might not have been great, he's got intent, he drives forward. And obviously he was selected again to be on the bench. So there were some faults. I can't say that it would be fair to solely put all of the blame on Frank. I think we created enough chances and should have won the game. But it's very, very concerning that Spurs yet again are relying on centre-backs to score goals to get us points in games. This is not sustainable. This cannot happen. And if it carries on like this, the goals will dry up. The points will get even worse. And unfortunately, Spurs are not in a predicament at this moment in time where we can have even worse results than what we're getting. Things need to change. They need to change very, very quickly. And we need players through the door ASAP over to the Spurs board to get them over the line. Last thing, as always, come on, you Spurs.
Cheers, Luke, mate. Yeah, and I agree. I don't know what the hell's going on with Tell. If you're playing a right back at left wing instead of you, there must be issues. Frank must have a problem with Tell. I wish he scored today. He was so close to getting that goal. And then what would have Frank done? Would he have put him back on the bench again? Most probably. But all the problems are not just Frank. He's not getting back in at all by this board. They're not helping him. They're not bringing in any attacking players that we need. If he's not fancying Tell, then why are you not signing him a left winger so he can play in left wing and actually contribute to scoring goals? Because that's what we need. That's what we're missing now. all in all, I think the performance was half decent, especially in the first half was pretty decent. Second half waned off a little bit, but you know, Burnley are gritty side, and 3 draws against 3 good teams now, Burnley, so they're doing all right. But you know, I'm just numb to it. I'm not angry anymore. Whatever will be now. So if Frank keeps his job, he keeps his job. If he loses his job, he loses his job. To me, the biggest problem is not the manager, it's not the players. I think it is the ENIC. But you know, you're sick of me saying that because people keep telling me I'm moaning all the time. But we are going to be dragged into a relegation battle if things don't change. And if these managers don't get backed by ENIC, then I won't be the first to say I told you so. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to everyone that's been on the channel today. It's very hard to make these videos when everyone's, you know, numb and depressed, but they still turn up every single time. So really appreciate it to everyone that came on today. And thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments what you thought of today's game. And come on, you Spurs.